Hello, everybody. Welcome to Energy Mastery TV. My name is Nick Hansinger, and today we're talking about information overload. Information overload. We are in the information age, and it's the peak of the week. So what we're talking about about this time of the week, in the midweek, is when things start to pile up. Little by little, more and more things start to pile up, and then we're going in this direction and that direction and the other direction, and then brain gets overloaded with different kinds of information that it just doesn't know what to do with and how to process. So I want to talk about this a little bit because it's actually a really, really important topic in the information age. And information is energy. Especially in our digital age, it's being passed through the ethers as ones and zeros and then translated into our brains. And there's so much information that we have access to. And that can really, really put the brain on overdrive. And that can be depleting in a lot of different ways. And think about it, that every little piece of information out there has a specific sort of energy to it. And it's not hard to discern that. So if you were to look through your Facebook feed, one of the things you might see is one of my videos, but you might also see all sorts of news or political arguments. You might see puppies and giraffes and all kinds of wonderful, cute little creatures. And you might also see something funny or something sarcastic or something negative or something sad. And it's just on a constant stream. And then when we spend time consuming all of that information as it congests the brain, trying to process all that information, the brain takes a lot of energy to process information, and then the physical body then starts to get depleted, and you're way up in your head, and when you're that much in your head, you're not grounded in your body. But I want to take this to one layer deeper, and that's really looking at the quality of that information. So in the information age, and certainly through our schooling, certainly here in the US, there's a very, very high emphasis on getting a lot of information, packing that information in and making sure that you're able to spit that information back out. And if you do it right, you get an A on your test. And if you do it wrong, you get a lower grade and you're bad and you're wrong and yada, yada, yada. And so we place a high value on having a lot of information, because more information is apparently better. However, the opposite is actually true. It's information overload that actually keeps people stuck. They know way too much and not taking action based on that information. So people say they know things, yet their actions demonstrate the exact opposite of that knowledge. So they don't really know it. And if you find yourself saying, I know that, I know that, I know that, yet you're still not taking action in alignment with that knowledge, you don't really actually know that. And that's okay. Because that's a really beautiful realization to have, is like, oh, well, I have that information, but that information is not integrated into action. And the reason that can happen, especially with information overload, is because we get something here, and we get something there, and we get something from there, and we get something here. And then all of a sudden, it's like all of these conversations that are happening in the head of like, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should go this direction. No, it's really like that. But no, but what about this? And then all of these different perspectives, and your brain's trying to sort that out, and it becomes really hard to make a simple decision. It becomes even harder to take a tangible, clear action and feel fully confident about that action without all of that second guessing. And I said, you might not like the answer that I'm going to give you, but here it is step one is to really discern the quality of that information. And that actually has not a ton to do with the source, because I have received the most amazing life wisdom from homeless men on the street. Really incredible conversations with people who most people ignore and are invisible to most people. Yet I've gleaned some amazing life wisdom from those folks. And I've also paid a ton of money to get information that was largely useless. So the source, sure, consider the source, but at the end of the day, it's on you to take that information in, to really turn it around in your mind, and to take the time to discern whether or not that's accurate and true and valuable in your life and relevant to where you're actually at. That last piece is super important, relevant to where you're actually at and what you actually need. And that is a personal responsibility. And then to weed out the rest, it's like if you've got a closet full of stuff that you never wear and your closet's super cluttered and it's just taking up a bunch of space, well, you're best off to just get rid of all that stuff that you're not using. You're going to have a cleaner closet and you're going to breathe easier not having all that there. Well, it's the same way in your head. If you've got a bunch of information that's totally not relevant to where you're at and not useful to you at this moment, out the door. Cut the cords, be done with it, because that's how you can then gain so much more depth and clarity. Because to really take a concept, a profound concept, and turn that around in your mind enough times and really sort through it from different angles to come to your own truth about that, that can take a little time and effort. It's not a click, push button thing. It's something where you actually have to do the work to discern that. And when you're really focused on that, there's not enough time then to bring in all this other stuff, right? All this, go explore all this other information. But what happens with people is they get one idea, they start down that track a little bit, and then bright shiny thing or something new, and then they're off on that trail, and then they're off on the other trail, and they don't actually follow through with that first calling, that first yes they had to say, yeah, that's the thing, I'm going to follow through with that, and then really take it to its end. That takes discipline. It takes perseverance. It takes a willingness to be in that process for yourself. And when you have that and really put in that effort, you'll get to the depths. So going wide and learning a lot of different things is nice, but going deep and really getting to the heart of the matter and the truth, that's where the true treasure lies. Truly. That's why for me, in energy mastery, like when I had studied a lot of different things in my life and all kinds of different modalities and healing stuff and mindset stuff and you name it. And at the end of the day, when I found energy mastery and saw the results that it produced, I was like, wow, I got to know that. And at the time, the classes were only offered maybe once a year by the founder, if you were lucky, once a year. And you were to take that information from that one class and then just go implement it throughout the year. And then come back next year and get another layer, right? And that takes a willingness to really dive into that and to stay in that and to keep unfolding layer upon layer upon layer. For me, that was just a no-brainer because I saw the results that it was creating in my life and in the lives of my clients. But at the end of the day, it also took the effort of, I'm kind of understanding this, or there's something I'm not understanding, or I'm really working my way through this layer of understanding so that I can get to the depth. That is really and truly what the whole path is about, the path of mastery. The path of mastery is not a bunch of bright, shiny things and learning a bunch of stuff. The path of mastery is deciding, I'm going to be a master of this. And really staying in it. It's the same way in my career in music. Right? To really master an instrument takes time and lots of effort. And sure, you can learn lots of different things, but at the end of the day, when you're actually performing, you don't have a lot of headspace to try and sort all those things out and implement all these other new little fancy things, or you'll create confusion while you're trying to perform. It's really taking those small, valuable pieces that are so potent and integrating them fully, really letting them become part of you. so that they can express naturally, whether it's through your music, whether it's through your healing, whether it's through your expression, your words, and certainly through your energy. It takes effort and discipline to maintain a healthy, clear, and loving space. It doesn't come from knowing a whole bunch of different modalities, a whole bunch of different things, and knowing about journaling and knowing about tapping and knowing about affirmations and knowing about the law of attraction and knowing about everything else. It takes the clarity and the discipline to really maintain yourself in that space, and you really only need one thing to do that. Just one. That's it. Just like in what was that movie, City Slickers, right? And Billy Crystal sitting there with Curly, the guide, and they have a conversation about it. And Curly gives him that beautiful piece of wisdom. One thing. What is that one thing? He says, I can't tell you. You have to know what that is. You have to find that for yourself. And that's my invitation to you. If you landed here in Energy Mastery, probably not by accident, there's something here for you. You probably already know that. It may not have landed in a really tangible way for you yet, and that's okay. But that's my first invitation, is to keep exploring. Be a part of the conversation. Chime in. Share a comment. Share a question. Let me know what's on your mind so that we can keep this conversation really relevant. But if you already know why you're here and what it is that you want, reach out. Drop us a personal message. Come on to one of the free live trainings that I'm doing and really see what's here to be explored for you. Because again, I know you're not here by accident. It's really more a matter of taking that next step. And in the land of Facebook and in the land of our information era, right, there are a million different things to distract, to take us away from that one beautiful, powerful thing that you're here to get. And my invitation to you is come get it. Drop a message. Show up to a live training. I'll pop a link below so that you have a link to see when the next one is, and I hope you'll pop on and join us live. Or just drop us a personal message. Drop a PM into our Facebook page, and I'll respond to you personally. So that's my invitation to you. You might not like the answer because it really weeds out a lot of those different things that just don't matter so much. But what it gives you is the opportunity to get to the depth and the heart of something that's so beautiful and so powerful within you. That's my invitation to you. And that is your peak of the week, to stay on track, to keep moving towards your highest and best, to stay focused, to stay clear, to stay loving, and to stay kind and joyful in everything that you do. And the simplicity that comes from this will definitely be an important piece of that along the way. So thanks so much for being a part of Energy Mastery TV. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon, everybody. Peace.